And I am live once again, everybody. Good afternoon to you, Babe Ruth and the good. And behind me, yes, is the home where Babe Ruth was born. Not going to spend too long down here. We do have a museum inside of there. I'm not particularly interested in seeing inside the museum, but there is a good local connection for me here, particularly when it comes to Babe Ruth. And that connection happens to be the fact that right over here on Dover Street, I'm going to take a little walk down there a little ways, show you that street. This is where Babe Ruth was born, right here. Very simple, modest house. Of course, Babe Ruth was a bad boy. This is his home. It is back on. We are down at the Babe Ruth Birthplace and Museum here in downtown Baltimore, and many people assume that Babe Ruth was born in New York City. He was actually born in Baltimore. See some of the famed white marble steps. Hello, Katya. Born in 1895, and my grandfather was born in 1898. His life was not always so rosy. At the age of 7, he was judged to be hopeless, incorrigible. He's packed off to an industrial school to learn shirt making. So he remained there for better part of 12 years until 1914, when Jack Dunn paid him $600 to whisk him away to play for the Baltimore Orioles. Okay. And of course, few people know that Babe Ruth was an outstanding pitcher. Yes, he was. How you doing in New York, Kat? Thank you, Katya. Few people realize that Babe Ruth was a tremendous pitcher too. He was incredible. They don't even put anything on the bat. He was one of the, probably if he continued pitching, he would have been one of the greatest pitchers of all time. But they wanted him in the lineup every day of the year. So we'll take a step back here, and then I'll get to a very interesting connection for my family. So my grandfather was born in 1898, and you know what? He was born in that house right there. Yes, believe it or not, right there on the corner of Dover Street. Yes, my father was born 3 years after Babe Ruth, and yes, he did have recollections of his early days as a child, seeing Babe Ruth and knocking the ball around with him and playing baseball here on the streets of Baltimore. 622 Dover Street, that was my grandfather's house. His father, my great-great-grandfather, came over from Hamburg, Germany in the 1870s as an immigrant. He was a glass maker, glass blower, and this is where he settled. Yes, this is a much quieter area. It has a lot of history here. This is actually Babe Ruth's home here. They have a nice museum inside of it. Parking outside. They've made a nice shrine. A lot of people. Yeah, I am prehistoric. That's it, Nola. I am Alan Gold. I am prehistoric, and hello, Nola. One thing about Baltimore and the poor neighborhoods, the homes were extremely modest. As you can tell by looking down at this street, very skinny row houses. This was a very, very poor area of town. New immigrants settled here, and this is where my grandfather lived, right here on Dover Street at this corner. This is long gone for my family. Long gone. But there it is, 622 Dover Street. A little bit of amazing history. You can see some of these houses. See there, I would imagine they're like 14 feet across, maybe 12 feet across, these homes. Yeah, the memories are there. They were designed to fit as many people as possible. It was just sweltering like it is today down here, to be down in this area of town. This is all the original cobblestone streets from the 1820s. There it is. It's probably more interesting to many of you guys than the Babe Ruth Museum here. Yeah, I went over to Little Italy. You can catch the stream. You can catch the stream today, Kat. Earlier, I had a great visit to Little Italy. Great visit. The old shotgun style houses, yeah. Yep, the brothers at St. Mary's Industrial School turned his life around. He was 19 when he finally signed with the Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, they're about 12, I would judge to be maybe, yeah, about 14 feet, maybe 12 something. These are really tiny, tiny homes. Really tiny. Hello.
Yes, it is.
Hi.
So you see,
Really close together. Some of these actually look like they might be about 12 feet across. Yeah, he was hopeless incorrigible. He would fit right in. So I thought you might be interested to see this. A lot of people come from all over to just stand here and look at the house. Open until 7 for Orioles home night games. How about that? Yeah, you would walk in, it's just a straight back living room, very steep stairs up to a second floor. Yep. Well, I was fighting the urge, honest to goodness. My grandfather loved baseball very much, and he followed Babe Ruth's career. And even though he was born and raised in Baltimore, he was a New York Yankees fan his whole life, strictly because of Babe Ruth and the friendship that they had when very young, when just, a young kid. He just remembers what memories he had of growing up here and just playing stickball on the streets. They didn't really afford baseball. Yeah, you wish I could get in one of those houses, yeah. Well, you can see, NOLA, that they don't go back too far. Probably about, I want to say 25 to 30 feet on the back. And they're just absolute sweat boxes in there. This is, the Native Americans have their sweat tents. This is like sweat boxes down here. These people have a nice little deck on the back. Yeah. In here, so pretty cool. You have skinny minis. There it is. If you ever come to Baltimore and you do care to tour the museum, there's some memorabilia here. And it's a nice connection between Baltimore and New York for sure. Whatever team had him would have been great no matter what. So, well, we've done enough downtown for a while. Let's get out to some of the hoity-toity. Let's do a little hoity-toity here, and let's head up Charles Street, which is the elegant main street of Baltimore. Here, let me get you guys back on the holder here. Okay, there we go. Let me get plugged in here. And you're going to enjoy, I'm feeling sweaty. Real sweaty. Boy, it's going to be great sleeping in the van tonight. How far is Camden Yards? The shadow of Camden Yards right here. Right here. Try to run by. You got homes turning up, lots of German immigrants. My grandfather was a dye maker, actually, and he cut the first mold for the original Coke bottle, the little green 6-ounce bottle. He was the one that cut the first mold for that here in Baltimore. Didn't design it, but did cut the dye to produce the original. Show you some of these really cool streets here. They're just row house after row house. If you look straight ahead, we're looking at the back of Camden Yards over here, the baseball stadium. Here on the right is Camden Yards, the home of the Baltimore Orioles, right there. That is their home. And it incorporates the B&O Railroad Warehouse. And of course, railroading was very big in Baltimore. The first commercial trains ran here. The famous horse race between the Tom Thumb and the horse. You bet I'm going to be careful. You bet I'm going to be real careful. And there is the, and straight ahead is the Ravens Stadium, M&T Stadium. So there to your left is Camden Yards, which really started to trend back to the old school type of baseball parks with the brick and all that. Really nice. Right there ahead, you can see Ravens Stadium, M&T Stadium. Home of the two-time champion Baltimore Ravens. That's one way or two. I got to keep my wits about me down here. I actually want to make a U-turn here. I guess I can go up this way here. Come on, bro. So what we're gonna do is head up Main Street here. There's the back of Camden Yards, the huge B&O, the former warehouse for the B&O Railroad. I'm going to pull over a second here. I just want to adjust this thing in the back here. All right, there we go. Improve my visibility a little bit. All right, let's roll on, guys. Let's roll on. You've seen the Babe Ruth, and now it's time to see the Babe and the Good before we get done with the hood. Time will not dim the glory of their deeds. Take it from the old Memorial Stadium. All right, I hope you tweet this out. We're going to have a nice run up Charles Street here. Hope I can get the heck out of here. If you look straight ahead, there's the old Camden Station. Look at the left how huge this B&O warehouse is here. It's enormous. That is one big ass warehouse. It forms the believe the right field wall there. Yeah, you can see it when they play in Baltimore. It's huge. It's huge. I'm going to take you up to Mount Vernon Square, the beautiful Mount Vernon Square, where the Peabody Conservatory of Music is, all around the Washington Monument. Up past Johns Hopkins University and into the really nice neighborhood, so you get a good counterpoint to the real spooky ones here. Welcome aboard, everybody. Just passed through Camden Yards and Babe Ruth's birthplace there. Make sure we're rush hour out of here before coming counter to the flow to come back. City driving. Be going right up Charles Street, which is the main center drag. Yeah, you can see our video with Missy Jenn. We were here last year. This is, we're going to go up Charles Street, which is the main north-south, uptown, downtown artery here besides the expressway and the freeway. Yeah, it's fun to look at those videos too. And yes, I am staying hydrated today. And I also did some from 6 years ago, if you want to look at them. 6 years ago on the channel, I have content. Channel's been around a while. All right, you can see right up at the head there is the Washington Monument, and that marks Mount Vernon Square. That was actually the original Washington Monument. The thing I liked about coming up this street was if you time the lights correctly, you could run up the whole city of Baltimore without ever encountering a red light, because the lights were timed so perfectly. I really like that. Welcome everybody. We've just visited Babe Ruth's birthplace down there. Showed you where my grandpa was born, right there on the corner of Dover and Emory Street. And now we're heading up for the good. Show you some of the nicer areas here. But you can always see it on a replay. Yeah, Lombard Street in San Francisco. Yeah, this is Baltimore. Westbound is Lombard. Eastbound is Pratt Street. Pratt and Lombard. And Charles Street's the main drag. If you saw the movie Diner, some parts of the movie Diner were filmed here in Baltimore with Kevin Bacon. That's really the movie that put him on the map. And also Mickey Rourke was a hairdresser up here at Andre's. This is undefined lanes here. Kind of crazy. Oh, I'm glad the view's good. That's great. I'm glad you're getting good signal through the canyons of Baltimore here. Used to be the old Baltimore Stock Exchange on the left this building. And at one time Baltimore had its own stock exchange, just like Philadelphia and Boston. Yep, we're heading up to Washington Monument. Try to get parked up there. This was the original Washington Monument before the one in Washington was built. Beautiful old residences here. After the riots of Baltimore, this section right here was the first area to be rebuilt in an urban renewal. The 1968 riots, when Nancy Pelosi's idiot father was the mayor of Baltimore. Basically a clown. Famed Walter's Art Gallery's up here. It has one of the greatest collections of Egyptology in the world. The Walter's Art Gallery, and there's the Washington Monument there. And we'll try to find a place to park to look around Mount Vernon here. Let's see what we can do. Got some pay parking here. I don't mind paying on a day like today. Let's see if we can park here and then chooch around a bit. Let's see if we can get her tucked in right here. Perfect. Yeah, when I took my driver's license, you had to know how to parallel park, baby. This is the Washington Monument. I got to feed the meter here, so give me a second, guys. got our ticket here. Let's back up just a tad so we don't get blocked in here. And let's go up. You guys are gonna find this pretty fancy up here. This is like the real hoity-toity. Begins to some of the hoity-toity area. It's got its spots. It's a shithole up further, but let's get you guys on the stick here. Yes, this is the area called Mount Vernon Square. That's right, Mouse Toes. This is Mount Vernon Square here. And this is the really fancy area. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Mount Vernon. I don't know how many of you saw the movie Diner with Kevin Bacon. It really launched his career. Had Mickey Rourke in it as a guy playing a gay hairdresser. It's a great movie. Alright, let's see if I can plug in here. Lock up good. Everybody riding the bus home. Want me to lock up? A beautiful view of the Washington Monument as we get closer up here. And in the movie Diner, Mickey Rourke played, as I said, a gay hairdresser who worked at a salon right down here. Art galleries and things. Shorten up my stick here. Nice shot right here. There's your screensaver of the day. Pretty shot. Right over there is the Walters Art Gallery. I was telling you guys, if one of my mods can look that up, the Walters Art Gallery has one of the greatest collections of Egyptology in the world. Right in there. Let's cross here. Lovely shot there. It's all fancy dancy. nice shot for you guys framed there. Hi. Oh, the baseball stadium. You're looking down Charles Street there. It's about 3 miles at 1 o'clock if you're looking at a doll face. About 1 o'clock over there. Lafayette, of course, one of the French heroes of the American Revolution. We hustle across here. Yep, Rosie for president. That was Maryland's tribute to George Washington. Very lovely down here on Mount Vernon Square. This is a very old city. I'm enjoying this. It's a little cooler up here, the brownstones. Kit, New York Cat, this must remind you of Brooklyn a bit here. These are really fancy, what is this, Murnahan? Beautiful houses. Big, big apartments now. I hear some meth head screaming. Oh, okay, you lived in Brooklyn too, that's cool. Engineers Club. It's supposed to have a real fancy staircase there. I wonder if we can pop and take a look. It's probably closed. These places are super fancy. It's the Engineers Club. Look at this. May I take a picture of this? You can take a picture. Thank you. Wow, this is a... Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay, I will lock you. Okay.
Wow, this is really... This is amazing.
afternoon, the engineer's club is Patty. Hello?
What do you think of this place? That spiral staircase? Wow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, push that door real hard.
I sure will, hon. Good thing that door malfunctioned, right? Wouldn't have gotten that view of that spectacular thing. Wow. Makes me kind of wish I'd been an engineer. I don't know what we're doing over here today, selling something. Yeah, I checked that. I was down on the waterfront today, honey. I've been shooting since 9 a.m. this morning. Some of the very elegant apartment buildings here. Yeah, that was the famed Engineers Club. I think this is Maryland Avenue. This is the cultural district here. You have the Lyric Theater down here. You have the 5th Regiment Armory, where Woodrow Wilson was nominated for presidency in 1912. Now I'm at Midtown right now. Just showing you some of the fancy Midtown area here. Loving it? I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, she's screaming and hollering, breaking the silence, screaming that Baltimore accent. There is the Lyric Theater there. Pretty famous place. I saw a few plays there in my time. So it's fun to get the good. It'll be a nice counterpoint to the hood. That's for damn sure. You can certainly tell this is a southern city by the flourishes and the grill work on some of the buildings. That's why I cringe when people say Baltimore's in the north. My poor grandma would be turning over in her grave. Let's see. The Acorn Club. They have all the fancy clubs down here. Hey Colleen, how you doing, sweetie? Been streaming on and off all day at Mount Vernon Place in downtown Baltimore, the fancy dancy area. The original Washington Monument in the United States right there, the very first one. This thing's rarely open. I don't know. I don't even know if I trust this elevator on this thing, you know? You take your life in your hands. Yeah, I know you do, honey. That beautiful church up there. St. Paul's Episcopal Church. I used to think that was a castle when I was a kid. Just more fanciness down here. All original cobblestones here, yep. All from the 1720s, 1740s. This is a very old city here. By American standards, it is. Some more people enjoying the park here. And over here is the Peabody Institute. We'll hit that on the way back. Actually, this is a Methodist, Mount Vernon Place United Methodist Church. Come and listen to me. I think this is a statue of, I'm not sure if this might be George Taney, who was the first Supreme Court Justice. He was from Maryland. It's got some of this really old statuary around here. This used to be a hell of a dangerous place. People would hide in the bushes and jump people. I'm not sure if you can smoke weed or not. Sure who this is. George Peabody, that's what the Peabody Conservatory of Music is named for there. That is right up there with Juilliard as a top flight music training university in America. Beautiful.
McDonald's did a dirt.
Surprised nobody's jumped in there for that quarter. These kids probably did some type of summer program at the Peabody here. Yeah, guys, this is a really renowned. My ex's sister, when she came from Germany, this was the place that she wanted to see here, the Peabody. I wonder if we can poke inside a bit. This is where they send the little genius. This is where they send the little geniuses to learn. Everybody's kid's a genius, right? Now it's part of Johns Hopkins University. Peabody Library. Hope we can take a look at that. How are you doing today? Yeah, I wanted to take a look at the Peabody Library.
It's actually closed on Mondays.
Okay, what days is it open?
It'll be open tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, Monday's a bad day.
Yeah, just to save me some time. A lot of places around in the area are going to be closed today and tomorrow.
Okay.
But this place, like, it'll be open so you can stop by it.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Shit. Well, I guess we'll have to look at a picture of it, right? Yeah, Monday's a bad day for tourism. Well, this is what we would have seen inside here. Seen that beautiful hall. The Cathedral of Books. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Chat's making you hungry. Yeah, there's the Walters Art Gallery. I've been in that many times. I don't just feel like paying admission to go in there and see a bunch of mummies. It's time to go uptown to some of the more hoity-toity neighborhoods of Baltimore before we really lower our sights. Yeah, Walters is right down here on the side. Try not to get killed in front of General Lafayette. No, there's no body at the Washington Monument. It's just a tower in memory. It was really the first Washington Monument ever constructed. 1815. Yep, great content, so I'm sweating my hiney off. All right. No, it's not a grave. It's just like just a memorial to, just a tribute to George Washington. Yeah, I enjoyed doing the chooching up. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, you think you took a whole class of kids up there, huh? Yeah, the hours are very limited. Now we're going to do a little bit of rolling around. Oh, it's a good day to lose some weight today. Some people coming out of the Walters Art Gallery. Thought this would be a nice stop as we continue on here today. I'm about 3 miles uptown from the market, Lexington Market. You better believe they have a lot of security with all this Egyptology and everything in here. Oh, you're watching on your 50-inch screen? That's cool. Look at these doors. These things are massive. They have a summer camp here.
Go in Texas. Yeah. Okay.
That also hosts the holds the Cone collection, which is I think the biggest private collection of Matisse art in America. There, the Cohen collection. There's Baltimore Police. Baltimore Police. Welcome to Baltimore. Get back to the van. David Bowie there for a second. Okay, take care, sweetie. How you doing? Man, that crab cake was good today. All right, the van is here. Wonder what the hell that coming out is. This is where we started out this morning on Federal Hill. And we went all the way out to Fort McHenry. Came all the way over to Little Italy here. All the way over to Lexington Market, all here. Now we come up to Midtown here. All right. Yeah, this is where John Waters, you're going to see the movie house where he premiered all of his movies here. Divine, Lust in the Dust, Pink Flamingos, all of them here. All right, let's put that back up there. Let's get ready to head uptown. before we come downtown. Gonna have a little bit of a water break. A little air on. Woo! Man, I feel like an oven stuffer roaster today. Huh? Do oven stuffer roaster. Man, if you think I'm going on the streets of Baltimore and walking through some fucking hood, I'll be driving through, man. It'll be safe. It'll be safe. Yeah, I minored in history. All right. Whew. Let's get cooled off a bit. You know, it's just, it is what it is. If I have to mix it up with somebody, I will. I mean, it's a public market, right? It's not like it's their family shit and I came in while she was 50 feet away. D-dubs is, I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to put D into that situation, you know. That shit can go wrong real bad. It can come down real bad on the guy. But I always told you guys, it's the girls that light it up on you all the time. The women will light you up. I'm impressed by how much you know. You're sweet. Yeah, it does have a beautiful side. I thought we'd start with the good, and later we'll make it over to the hood. Nice to take a little break for a couple minutes. If you're enjoying the stream, please give it thumbs up. I'm sure to have an epic time bringing it to you today. Better hope I don't. There you go. Hope you don't put a wig on, baby. Oh, let's get moving uptown. Moving uptown. Right. Well, we've avoided an accident so far. Over the cobblestones. Here we go, guys. Ready to bounce your brains out. The hood, because bad things happen in there, like it's short for neighborhood. We're gonna go up past Penn Station, which is the big train station in town. One of several. And then Johns Hopkins University, we're gonna pass that, which is one of the great Ivy League colleges of America. There's the Belvedere Hotel where I had my Senior Prom, the very elegant looking building on the right up ahead. Still going strong. If you're watching on your big screen TV, you're having a hell of a view today. This is like the LGBT area around here. Eager Street, Reed Street. Just on the leading edge of rush hour, which is good. Yeah, Punky, all the Pride events here. Right on. Have the Silent Oriole Club over here. I don't know what the hell they did. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Doe. Thumbs up or appreciated. We're going into the really nice hood now. Nice area. Once we clear this big glass building on the right, you'll be able to see Penn Station, the big railway station here for the Amtrak and other rail lines coming in. University of Baltimore Law School. Sure you look to your right, that is a massive train station depot there. Penn Central. Pennsylvania Station. Probably stop and get a soda up here. Now you're coming up to the Bohemian area here. A lot of young people live in here. Yeah, lots of history here. Civil War history, Revolutionary War history, you find it all here. Charles Theater, where John Waters premieres all of his movies. Pop over here, see if I can get something to drink. All right, guys, be right back. boy. Get cleaned up a little bit here. This is my bedroom too. Ooh, let me tell you guys, it's going to be a crispy night boondocking tonight, I can tell you that. I should win a medal for boondocking in Baltimore, huh? Tonight. Pardon me. Pardon me. Make sure I'm on live chat. I was on that damn top chat. Looking for next to nothing and plan far enough ahead. I got some cheese crackers to kind of hold me over too. Yeah, very hard to sleep those hot nights in Baltimore, man. It's going to be a barn burner tonight. I'm half tempted to head out to Cumberland. Free Banana's still here. That's Sophia, how you doing? Thank you, honey. I appreciate that very much. That means a lot to me coming from you. Thank you. Doing Baltimore today. Taking a little bit of a break. I'll probably get some crabs tonight. That's what I'll probably do. I don't think I'll live stream it. I'll probably video it. Yeah, I don't really eat too much though. These are only 250 calories for the whole pack, so not bad. I could have had a bag of chips for 430, so. Yeah, movie buff is pretty far out there. I'm not sure. She might stream snipe me again. I'm not sure. I do have AC. Man, what the hell is this coming down? Man, them drawers are low. Are you kidding me? Not yet, Punky. All right. Feeling revived a bit? Let's move on. Yeah, I mean, pull your drawers up, man. I mean, what the hell? Be civilized. North Avenue, man. This is a nice shitty area. There's one of the high-rise shithole places there. There used to be a great restaurant. Oh man, look at this shit, man. This is just dead. Holy shit. They have just trashed this place. We'll hit this on the way in again. Whoa. That got real bad real fast. Then we're going to break right out to the good area. Look at this beautifully lined, tree-lined street here, Charles Street. Liquor store on every corner. Used to have a great Chinese restaurant called Jimmy Woo's down here, man. It was the bomb. It was the first place I had peppermint ice cream. Man, that was good. I pray to God when I roll the hood tonight that I don't break down or overheat over there, man, or I might as well just sign my death warrant. Charles Village. This comes into Johns Hopkins University. You start to have a lot of students here. A lot of students living around here. Yeah, we'll get the red light district, don't worry, Baltimore Street. Gotta let the traffic thin out a little bit downtown. Now we're coming right around where Johns Hopkins University is in here. Is that my girl Monique on there? Oh, that's Missy Jenn. How you doing, Jen? St. Philip's and James Church up here on the right. Let it get nice and sweaty in the hood before we run over. Yeah, it's come back a long way in over the years. It probably bottomed out with just when I left was probably a good sign for the city. When I left, it was probably the low point. A lot of this is Johns Hopkins owned around here. Homewood campus. You have the Baltimore Museum of Art up here. If you look over to the right when we go past this light, you'll see some of the more elegant row houses here. These things are worth a fortune now. Beautiful row houses on the right there. You're now entering uptown Baltimore City here. A lot of students, I think it's mostly Asian kids at these fancy universities these days. Yeah, thank you, Monique, by the way. I appreciate that, honey, if you're still here. You feel like you're enjoying the content and you ever feel like giving a tip, never obligation, but always appreciated. No taxes ever collected here. Never was, never will be. Left here is students coming out of Johns Hopkins University, probably the summer programs. Look over to the left, you may get a glimpse of the university campus as we roll by. Actually, one of your Ivy Leagues. Big sport here is lacrosse. Feels pretty wild to be home. The more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? I used to work as a janitor up with one of these apartment complexes up here. I had to work like 3 jobs, weekend and weekdays, to get through college. I did anything, man. It just didn't matter. You're going to be seeing some really nice, the area of Guilford. Lacrosse is the big sport here. Johns Hopkins, Loyola, UVA. Somebody on my stream said they were born at Union Memorial Hospital, which is right around here. Yeah, I put a lot of food reviews and things on Rosie Murphy channel. Big apartment house. I used to be a janitor on the left over there. Start to get some of the really nice big homes now. We're going to go right into an area called Guilford here. Big old beautiful homes. Very hard to get into. This is like the richest area of Baltimore here. You're still within the city limits. Some of these places are really big. There's some homes for sale. People probably got tired of paying taxes. Look at that big hitter back there. This is Charcoal Place in Greenway here. It's all behind the wall. It's a huge mansion over there. This pretty over here. There you go, Forever Friend. That's like an English stone style house and gardens here. You're still well within the city limit here, so taxes are extremely high on these 6% property tax here. Then you come down to the famed Sherwood Gardens down here. All these really lovely homes here. That big ass mansion again. Not cheap real estate here, not cheap at all. It's all your big bankers, lawyers, sports agents. We just made a circle through there. Yeah, we're getting down to the super high dollar. Down by Sherwood Gardens down here. Start to get some of the really big hitters now. Doesn't mean you have good roads though. There's a lot of property for sale. A lot of places for sale here. It's hard to get the price. Lots of green around. This is the Sherwood Gardens over here. All tulips in the springtime in here. Come to some of the really jumbo houses. That's a huge place right there. I've never even been inside of one of these places. This big house up here. Big place. This is very elegant, this place right here. There's definitely some money here. But man, you are right smack up against one of the worst neighborhoods of Baltimore. As we're going to see in a minute. Beautiful the way they did that. Yeah, this was this Guilford, Homeland, and Roland Park. 3 big premier residential. Put this back up here. Now let's, all right. as we come out on the right here, Norwood, let's see. Now notice this sign is one way out. I think this is going to take us right out to the scruffy area here. Gotta get my bearings back. And then look at this, man. You come right out here and bam. Guys, this is where I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to pick up the next one. It's called The Hood. You want to be on it. Because this shows you how the good and the bad are butted right up against each other. I'll see you in a couple minutes, okay? You're going to like this.